Right, good morning. Welcome to Renew Rehab. This is our gentle movement program, and let's get started. So do what you can. If you're tired or you're not feeling it, rest out, and you can close your eyes and just have a relax or join in with the bits that you can. I'll give some seated standing options. So I know some of you like to stand, but don't feel obliged to. So let's always think about posture. So come away from the back of your chair and just hip walk to the front third of your chair. And then I want you to be aware of what's touching your chair. So the backs of your legs, your bottom, and then your sit bones. So you've got little bones under your pelvis that are your sitting bones. They've got a posh name, ischial tuberosities and things, but they're your bony bits. I've got a bit too much flesh, but they are there somewhere. So sit forward so that you can feel them. And it kind of makes you tilt your pelvis a little bit. And then I want you to send your shoulders back and down, and then back and down, and try and like rest them back and down, because we spend a lot of time crunched forwards and slumped. So to actually sit upright with your shoulders back helps you breathe, open out your chest, open up your collarbones, and then just bring your chin back a little bit. So pull it back and then release. Pull it back and release. Pull it back, release. And this, if you have headaches, tension headaches, can really help. So we're going to take our thumbs, put your fingers into your scalp and press the thumbs into the back of your occipital bones. I got it today. I couldn't remember it. Could I the other week? And we're going to massage a little circle around those bony bumps at the bottom of your skull. You can do this with a tennis ball if you want. If it's quite hard for you to have your arms up, and I know some of you get fatigued, you can get a tennis ball and just pop it in the back of your neck if you're sitting on the sofa or anything, and that's really lovely. And actually, maybe we'll do that, do a little tennis ball session with you, if you could all buy a tennis ball. And it's fascia release, so it really helps to stretch out your muscles. Keep circling on the back of your head and go in the other direction. And then I know that can make your arms a bit achy, so bring them down and just roll out. So your fascia, you know, if you get a chicken leg or a chicken drumstick and it's covered in that white sinewy, that white tissue, and you whack it, if you whack it with like a mallet, it spreads it like breaks down the fascia and it makes it more tender. And that's what we do with tennis balls. And we can roll out the muscles and roll them out and stretch them, so you get a bit more of a release, and it's called myofascial release, and we'll do that with you one day. Okay, let's think about the neck again. So we're going to just drop the ear to the shoulder, so keep looking forwards, and then press your shoulders down, press them down and away, and that means you get a bigger stretch into this side of the neck, hopefully. And just breathe. And as you breathe out, send the shoulders down a little bit more. Just hold it there. Just breathe. And then bring the head up. Just have a little wiggle, jiggle. And then we're going to drop the head to the other side. Again, on that breath out, just trying to send that shoulder away a little bit more. Send it away. It's almost like a press down. Okay, come on. We're going to go back to that other side. Take the hand on the other side. Drop the ear towards the shoulder and just press and rub down along the side of that neck. So along the muscles in your neck. And this just helps to stretch it out. And you know, you could always get someone else to do that for you at home if it helps. A nice little massage, but actually stretching the muscles is really good for us. Just a little warmth and the heat, you know, like a little warm towel around your neck is also nice. Okay, lift up. Let's go on to the other side, and then just a gentle press, just to flow. So we don't press. We've got lots of veins and arteries in our necks, and we don't want to set anything off. So just stretching the tendon. And then release. Okay, so we're going to pinch in between. So I'm going like, I'm putting my thumbs under into my eye sockets, but underneath the inside of my brow. And then I'm going to put my fingers halfway up my forehead and I'm going to pinch the skin, the tissue. It's not the skin, it's like the tissue and the muscle, and release. So it's a gentle pinch and a release. Pinch, release. And again, if you have any tension or any headaches, or just feel sometimes when you're stressed, keep going. Stressed, worried, tired, anxious, we hold all that tension in our face and we screw it up and we frown, and this just helps to relax and release those muscles. Okay, so just watch this one. We're going to just, like we did with the neck, we're going to hold your finger on the bridge of your nose and just press away that muscle, so that little bit above your frown line, we're just going to press it away one side and then hold the bridge with the other finger and press away with the other side, with the finger on the other side, little press away. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to put the finger again onto the bridge and you're going to make a little pinch, and you're going to just pinch across your eyebrow towards your ear and brush away. So pinch, pinch, brush away. Pinch, pinch, and brush away. Pinch and brush away. Pinch and brush. And then let's go on the other side. So it's like an anchor. You're anchoring the skin with that finger, and then you're pinching and brushing across the eyebrow, taking that movement towards the ear. And if you have any kind of swelling, if you have swollen eyes or any fluid build up in your eyes, this can help to take that away as well. Lovely. Okay, one more. So we need to cross your fingers, put them on your forehead. So you create some warmth. And then just add a little bit of tension, press down a little bit, and then draw those fingers away across the forehead. So interlock, pull away, interlock and pull away. Lovely. Just a couple more times. Pull away, and then just roll out your shoulders, because that's quite strong into your shoulders. So you should feel like that top of your head is all nice and kind of stretched, and you should be feeling a little bit more relaxed in your face. So do you know what I mean? Do you ever do that? Do you think I need a bit of Botox? You know, when you frown and you're worried, and I know I used to go to rugby matches and watch my boys, and I'd come away with a headache because I was cold, and I'd hold myself like this. And that's what you do when you're worried or you're stressed, you hold yourself tight. So it's really good to stretch all of the top half of your body, especially those muscles in your face. Okay, let's come into some shoulder movements. So, and I love this one. So we teach this in most of our programs. It is our protraction, retraction. So we take our hands forwards, and they do need to be at shoulder height. And I want you to just keep that distance and then send your hands to me. So I'll show you from the side. So I'm pushing away and I'm feeling that length, that stretch through my shoulder blades across the sides. And then keeping that same distance, I'm going to pull back and squeeze my shoulder blades together. Press away, and it feels a bit awkward, but it's like as if you were kind of crushing a can between your shoulder blades. So your arms are straight and long, and you're pulling. The only movement is the shoulder. It kind of pulls back, and if you were on the floor, you'd be squeezing your arms towards the floor, your shoulder blades. So it's pull and a press. So really press away, and then really pull in tightly, and then press away, and then release. So let's just roll out one shoulder. Make a big circle with it. Big circle. And then let's roll out the other side. So circle and press it back. Circle and press back. Lovely. And then let's stretch out a little bit more. So shoulder blades, imagining you've got a big ball and someone's blowing it up and you're pressing your elbows are going out and your hands are coming forwards, and then I just want you to drop your chin and round your spine, so you've got like a C shape, and it stretches out the backs of the shoulders, the backs of the shoulder blades, and you should feel a bigger space in between the shoulder blades. And then gently let go and come up, and then we're going to take hands behind, either into your lower back, and we're trying to get the elbows together, or you can clasp your hands together and then send your hands away, and then just lift your chin a little bit, just lift it a little bit, breathe. I think I did a video of these movements. Okay, now this one, hand on the shoulder, opposite shoulder, and you're going to use your other hand to just direct the hand over a little bit further. So your hand's aiming to come towards the center of your shoulder blades, and you're just giving your arm a little nudge across your body so that your hand could potentially reach towards the center of your shoulder blades. I love this little whizzy chair. It's much easier for me to show you around the back. Try and relax that shoulder down. Okay, and then let go. Let's do the other side. Just wiggle jiggle if you need to. Hand comes to the shoulder, and just using the other hand to support that arm and lift it towards kind of like, that's it. And you should feel, so I can feel a stretch here, but I can feel it tightening in the front of my shoulder blade. But we're looking for that stretch here. Trying to get your fingers into the back of your shoulder blades. And then let go, and let's roll out again. Just roll those shoulders, release them off. Good. Okay, let's do some leg work, shall we? The other one, I think I told you before, is if you find a door, you can hold on to the door frame as long as you're safe and lean. So imagine this is my door frame. You kind of have to hold it carefully because you can't hold it in. You have to, and just lean. And that way you're holding onto the door, and you've got your own body weight. Just really kind of, actually you can do it in the chair as well. That's quite good because then you're safer. You need to take your feet wider and further forwards, but your own body weight is pulling and stretching, and it's really good. People who have neurological conditions, especially Parkinson's, you get quite tight and you lean forwards. So anything that opens you out or goes out across the body or diagonally, because everything is forwards, anything diagonally or opening out the chest, so is really good for you. So it's just a lovely one. And if you can do it every day, you really notice a difference in your posture. And we know that some people, if you're working at a desk, you get this little bit of a hump, and it stops that because it's opening out your chest, and it really improves your posture. Okie dokie. So can we do some sit to stands or just some bunny hops? I think sit to stand is easier actually. So come to the front third of your chair because we still need you to be safe and strong in your legs. So how do we stand up? And if you've done falls, Jess and Jim, then you know this stuff, but try it first. Try and take your feet forwards. I shouldn't do it on this. I need to be safe. Take your feet forwards and try and stand up. It's really hard. It's really hard because you can't push through your feet. So we take the feet back and we're at the front third of the chair, and we always look where we're going. We don't look down. Okay, so we're looking forwards and upwards. So as we lean forwards, your feet are tucked back, you lean forwards, you press through your feet, squeeze thighs, bottom, push up to standing, and then pump your heels. So you just make a little heel lift. So lift the heels one at a time. And then we step back to feel the chair behind both of your legs. and then slowly sit down. Again, we don't look down. So our eye gaze follows. And as you sit back, you should be in the back of the chair. So I'll show you from the side. Hip walk forwards, and we'll do it again. I have got a whizzy chair. Feet come back. Let me move this a minute. Let me show you my feet. So if I try to get up there, it's really hard. Even here, it's too much pressure on your knees. So my feet are right back. And if you're not standing, that bunny hop is literally a lean forwards until you get to that point and your bottom lifts off. So we're lean, 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 press down through your feet, push to stand, and just lift the heels. If you don't want to lift, so some people say, I'm lifting my heels, it makes me feel unsteady. Squeeze your toes in your shoes, okay? And then always, always step back to feel the chair now. If you struggle to get out of your chair, sit down slowly. So you stick your bottom out. My eye gaze follows me. It's going down, down. I sit back and I'm right at the back of my chair. Let's go again. And these are, like we could stand up and do squats, but these are the equivalent of your squats, but it just is more meaningful for you. So big press, up, up. This is the law. Lift your heels or squeeze your toes. And then walk backwards, feel the chair behind both of you. And that stops you from going, from sitting down like this, kind of looking down, because one day you might not make it onto the chair properly. So you know it's behind you, stick your bottom out. If you want to work your legs, you can stick your bottom out and not quite sit down. Come up to standing. So this is your squat, your knee bend. Sit down, but not quite. You're going to stand up. Like you're going to sit down. Oh, someone's at the door. Sit down, sit down. Oh, here's the postman. Lovely. Sit down. So there's all sorts of ways, you know, if it hurts your knees to stand up, this is an equivalent exercise that you can practice at home in your commercial breaks. If you're watching the telly and, you know, I haven't got time for exercise, I haven't got time for movement, there's always time, isn't there, to just, if you're watching the news, just do some sit to stands. Lovely. Good. Okay, so we're going to come to the front third of your chair again. And we're going to lift out, lift out, lift in, lift in, lift out. And we're doing this seated because it works the fronts of your hips. You don't get that much of a movement if you're standing. So some of these exercises are as good, if not better, in seated. And it's working your quads, your hip flexors, because we do it, like I say, we do a lot of work lifting forwards, but actually to lift out to the sides is great. Out, out, in, in. So we have one leg out, keep it there. Other leg out, keep it there. First leg in, second leg in. Out. So we kind of lifting up and over. If it's too much, if it's too hard, you can rest back, and that just takes it away from the fronts of your hips so much. Okay, keep going if you can. Out, out, and in, and out, out, and in, and then just lift the heels. Breathe. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to show you side on. So we go. We're going to take one leg, and we did this last week. We're going to slide it. Can you lift it a little bit and then slide it back in? So it doesn't look like much, does it? But actually I get to here and that's as far as I want to go. But so it's quite an effort to lift it another inch. So, and again, if it's too much, you can rest back. So here is about as far as my hip wants to go, but I'm really going to squeeze my thigh, use my hamstring to lift it, slide it back down. And it literally doesn't look like a lot, does it? It looks easy, but it's not. So slide, lift, lower, and down, slide, lift, lower, and down. Okay, we're going to slightly change it. So we're going to turn the toes you can't see me, out. So lift, slide in, toes out, lift, slide in, slide out. Now, what is this doing? So we've got quads, we've got 4 muscles. This is working that inside quad. So you might feel it here going down into your knee. And it's really important to work all of them. Okay, let's change sides. So slide out, turn your toes out and lift. Slide in, slide out, turn your toes. And you could do this on the bed if you wanted to. Slide out, and you couldn't slide, but you'd have to just lift that leg up and down, and that's quite tough. But it's important to work the outsides. Now, I don't think any of you have had hip replacements. I'm not sure, I don't think so. If you have, just go to the up and down. Otherwise, if you've not had a hip, we're going to slide, turn the toes in, slide, and that's working the outsides, quads. And that might feel a bit uncomfortable. Sliding in, but leg strength is what's going to get you, keep you being able to stand up, be independent, up and off the toilet, in and out of chairs, change legs, in and out of cars. Toes in. How does that feel? Slide it out and lift. Slide it out. Lift. Lovely. Maybe a couple more if you can, or just have a rest. There you go. Oh, have a little rest. So that was a bit of leg strength. Are we okay? Good. Should we do ankles? I love ankles. I don't, because my ankles are sore. And we know that if we're sore, we try and protect them by not using them. But feet and ankles are one of the first things that hit the floor. And if your ankles and feet are not great, you're going to walk in an odd way, or you're going to adapt your walking pattern. So if I have stiff sore ankles and I don't want to bend them, I'm going to walk kind of without a bend in my ankles. Whereas if I'm walking, if they're mobile and flexed and moving properly and I've warmed them up, I'm going to walk properly. And you can't help it sometimes if your ankles are stiff, if you've got arthritis and stuff going on. But if we can keep them mobile, it means the whole of your gait, so your gait is how you walk, your position is going to be better. So you can either take your foot forwards and make a big circle. So try and make, and it might give you a bit of cramp, try and make it as big a circle as you possibly can. Right to the outside edges, all the way down, all the way up and around. And you might feel that into your foot, in different areas on the foot. So for example, I'm going out, I can feel it into my shin. I can feel it onto the outside of my ankle as I come in. I can feel it on the inside of my foot and the top of my ankle. And it's almost like I'm going to get a bit of cramp. And I can feel that in my forefoot. So on the top, we're going to go in the opposite direction. Pointing the toes, bringing it all the way back in. And it might feel easier going one way than the other. And that's just how your bones and your joints work. One way, all the way. And then we're going to point the toes, point, point, point. And then flex and bring those toes right up towards the knee. And then point away. Press those toes down, curl the toes up, flex the foot, push that heel down and away for me. And then we're going to change sides. So straighten out that leg. We're going to make that slow, big circle. And you make it even bigger. Imagine you've got a pen and you've got to draw a big circle with the outside edges of your toes all the way around. And it might be a bit juddery as you get to some places because of pain or just lack of mobility, and we really need to work on them. So let's go in the opposite direction, all the way around and in, squeezing up, out, down and around. That's it. And then we're going to point the toes, And then roll and curl the toes up, squeeze that heel away, point the toes, big press away. You feel that into the Achilles, into the back of the heel as you're squeezing and pressing. Press, press, bring it back in. Lovely, press, press, bring it back in. Lovely. Ooh, how's that? How are you doing? Are you okay? Give me a thumbs up. No, I've got my glasses on. Fab. So quite gentle, but quite focused, quite intense into the ankles and the feet. So let's do some hand work. So pop your fingertips together and your thumbs. And we're going to press the fingers and thumbs in, but we're going to pull back the center of your palm. So press in, but pull back the center of the palm. And then pop the palms together. Press down, pull the palms away, and then press in. And trying to get some evenness, so you've got even pressure through the thumbs and the fingers, and you pull away and then press down so your palms join again. Press and pull and press down. Okay, clasp, interlink your fingers and then send them to me. And then we're going to cross over. So can you bring them into your body? Curl them out. Bring them in. Send them a little bit to me. So wrist mobility. Send them out. Bring them in. Send them out. So not ankles, elbows, wrists, fingers. Okay, this is the difficult bit. Can you swap hands there? You have to think about it, and it feels really odd, doesn't it? And go again. So, and I can't grip quite as much, quite as good on that. Oh, that's better. That's better. Releasing and pressing away. Now, this time, send the elbows together, but so I'm sending this elbow out to the window. Okay, so you're pressing them away and then bring it back in and up, ow, send it away. And one more time, in and out. Good, lovely. Now, grip strength. We used to test in this program grip strength, and it's a real marker of your longevity, which is like hand strength, finger strength. We have to keep it going. So squeeze together, and it means that you will be able to fasten things you've got open, spread out as much as you can, really open, and then squeeze. It means that you have the strength to be able to do your clothes. If you open bottle tops, jars and wine bottles, apparently. But actually, fine motor skills, fastening up your buttons, but more to do with strength. So, if you need to press up from the floor, we need to have strong fingers, hands, wrists. Lovely, keep it going, just open and a big squeeze together, open and a big squeeze. Lovely. Okay, now we practice this. Can you get your elbows together? It's easy to do it when you're down here, and ladies, things get in the way, so adjust where you need to. Now, that feels okay, doesn't it? So my elbows are together, but what happens is we're going to try and lift the hands up whilst keeping your elbows together and bring it down. And that's quite hard. And that's shoulder mobility. And some of us just won't get it, and that's fine. That's to do with your skeleton structure and your tendons and ligaments and things. And some of us are much more mobile. If you've got hypermobility, you'll be able to do this easily, but that's it, Dick. Yeah, and if you want to just help one hand, you can. That's it. Here, just help to pull it up and then help the other hand up. Lovely. Okay, open out these arms. And then, so you're like, Helen always calls this, you're like a pea on a fork. So your head's the pea and this is the fork. So keep your elbows there and just drop the hands. and then lift. So this is rotation. This is rotator cuff work. So into the shoulders. And sometimes we get a bit clunky. And then let's bring them together. So elbows come towards each other, and then we open out. And that you might find some crunches there. Hands come down and lift up. Hands come down, lift up. Let's bring the elbows together. Open out. Last time, hands down, lift, hands down, lift, elbows together, and then drop down. Whoa. Lovely. You've got to go. Okay. Well done. Should we go into relaxation? I don't think you need to stretch. I think we've stretched you enough, haven't we? Let's just take your arms behind, actually, because that's quite strong into your shoulders. So you might feel like you've had a good old workout of the shoulders, but you should be more mobile. So just take your arms back with your thumbs pointing upwards and just breathe. And then send your thumbs down and press back. And that always feels a little bit easier, I think. Big press back, just stretching out those bits that we've just worked. And then just make some circles with your elbows, hands, not elbows. One way and then the other. Lovely. And then do a little shoulder movement, and then just make yourselves comfy while we go into relaxation. Oh. So pop your feet nice and wide so you're steady, or you can lie down, have a little nap on the sofa or a bed. Just rest your head, make yourselves comfy, close your eyes and rest your hands, so the backs of your hands are resting on your legs or wherever they want to be, whatever is comfortable for you. But there's no tension, no pressure through your fingers or your palms. And just imagine yourself by a beautiful calm lake, and just take some long slow breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just breathe in and out slowly and calmly. Just imagine that breeze just drifting slowly across the lake. And you imagine the tiny ripples that the breeze creates on the surface of the lake. And if you don't like to visualize things, just stay with your breath. That slow breath in through the nose and the breath out through the mouth. And the surroundings that you're imagining are calm and peaceful. And they're really pleasant, and it brings the feeling of complete peace and calm, tranquility. And this calm washes over your entire body, and your mind is calm too. Just let it be. Breathe in deeply and now allow the peacefulness to fill you. And then still by the lake, you notice the birds close by, chirping, singing in the trees. There's a lightness to your surroundings. And it's time then to release any worries you've got, any anxieties. And you imagine yourself sitting in the middle of nature, resting, allowing those feelings to float up and out and away, floating far away. And if there's anything that's bothered you today, just let it float, let it go. And know that you're really in control of your mind and your body. Still breathing. Just freeing up some space in your heart and your mind for all those positive things that are going to come to you. It's about choosing good thoughts that make you feel good and focusing on the positive. Just breathing. Just picturing yourself in a stormy, rainy situation now. Just opening up your umbrella to protect you. Allowing that positivity in. And protected from everything that's going on above you. You're safe. You don't need to let that rain become part of your day, or part of your worries. It really is your choice how you react to things that come your way. Just release all the things that have been stressful. Just let them glide over the top of that umbrella. Just coming back to that lake again. Just noticing the ripples and the rain on the lake. The lovely pitter-patter of the rain. Bringing more calm, more peace to your body and your mind. Just taking in a deep breath, allowing all those good feelings to fill up your heart and your mind. And a couple more breaths in and out. And then move your fingers and your toes. Have a little stretch. And open your eyes. And you're done for another week. Well done. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all soon. Stay on, anybody who's on Zoom.